Hello everybody. Cheeseburger 07 here. Uh, just heading down to school, and I decided to do a little vlog here. There's a topic that I want to talk about while I'm on my way to school here, and I'm sorry that but there's only really one road or one way to go down to my school, down to my university. So that's why I always take like the same route when I'm vlogging when I go to school. But so I apologize for that. I mean, there are other routes, but you got to realize that where the school's at downtown, the roads around it are the biggest pieces of shit in Ohio. And anybody from Ohio knows what I'm talking about, how awesome our roads are. So I decided that, I'm just going to do a vlog anyway. So sorry if it's like the same route over and over, but I kind of don't have a choice. um, Anywho, the topic I want to talk about is something that was brought up to me. Someone just sent me a random message, and I'm gonna figure out who it is. I can't remember offhand who sent me the message. Um, it was on my. It was one of the friends on Facebook that I have from one of the forums that I'm on. He sent me a message because he knows I vlog. And he asked me, he says, you should do a vlog about the differences between, or the difference, or your opinion on motorcycle racing versus NASCAR. And at first I was like, man, that's kind of random. But then I was thinking, I'm like, that's just that's just a good kind of topic right there. And so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to try and do it before I get down to school. So, anywho, so the topic is motorcycle racing versus NASCAR. For me, growing up as a kid, I'm 22 now. Growing up, NASCAR, I used to watch NASCAR every weekend with my dad. And my favorite NASCAR driver was and still is Jeff Gordon. Okay, don't sit there and flame me for liking because I'm not in the that's not the topic here. That's just who my favorite driver was, okay, and or is. And Jimmy Johnson is my second favorite. But anyhow, growing up, that's who I used to root for all the time. Mid 90s, late 90s, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon, okay? That's when, to me, NASCAR was fun to watch because, there was wrecks, there was, you never knew what was going to happen. Since then, though, I don't know if it's just because I've gotten older or that I've gotten into motorcycles. But to me, NASCAR just it's not racing anymore. And no, I don't mean it's not racing by the fact that they go around in circles all the time. Because, I think that takes a lot more skill than what people think. But the fact of the matter is that NASCAR has become so big that it's actually become boring. And the attitudes have changed also. For example, I was watching a race a couple weekends ago or whenever, just because I had nothing else to do, and I can't remember. There was a wreck, and it was just one of those like wrecks that happen, like accidental bump in through a corner or whatever, and the one guy spun the other guy out. I don't even remember the names. I don't care. The one guy spun the other guy out, and that was it. Well, after the race, the dude comes over and starts bitching and complaining that he wrecked him. Oh, you tapped me. And I've realized something that, that's all NASCAR has become to me, is a bunch of overpaid drivers. Well, not overpaid, I guess, but, I mean, just drivers who, it's hard to explain. They bitch and complain because somebody tapped them, because, and the whole point of racing is not, rubbing anymore. There's an old saying that rubbing's racing. And, I would get behind this trailer. But, rubbing's racing. And I don't know if it's just because of the fact that the cars are so damn expensive. And they're not even, NASCAR, I can't remember what it exactly stands for. It's like the National Association of Stock Car something, I don't know. But the key word is stock cars. Back in the old days and stuff, they used to race cars. You could tell the difference between them. Now you can't tell a difference between a Chevy and a Ford or whatever else they race. I don't even know what the hell they race anymore. But for me, what I've gotten into the last couple of years is motorcycle racing, like MotoGP and the AMA series and World Superbike, were the three big, the three big racing things. Um, and out of the three, I think AMA is my favorite, even though it's not the biggest organization. MotoGP is the big dog, and then World Superbike, and then AMA. But I like AMA better because it's better racing. MotoGP is like the same three guys are finishing the first, second, and third every week. And it gets kind of boring because after the first lap, nobody passes each other. But AMA racing, I watch every weekend. I DVR it or whenever it's on. It's rarely on anymore because it's not as big as the other ones, so it doesn't get much TV time. And, it plays at like 11 o'clock at night, replays and stuff. So, but I really enjoy that racing because that's racing to me. Maneuvering a road course, and you're on a motorcycle and you're going 100 plus, more than 100 miles an hour through, tight little bends, trying to pass each other, And each and every one of those guys wants to be out there, wants to win. It's not just, I'm going to run out there, and as long as I place 10th, I'll be okay. Everybody out there wants to win. But it is also, again, it's an association for racing, so the more money you have, obviously the better you can do. Like the Haydens, them guys that are on factory bikes usually are the ones that come up front. Although there are a few privateers that I've seen, place in the top 5 and top 10s a couple times and surprised a lot of people. But for the most part, even motorcycle racing has become more technological, just like NASCAR. Back in the day, motorcycle racing, you could tell who the good riders were from the bad because the good riders could ride the bikes. The bikes had no technology on them. They were carbureted. There was no steering help, no fuel injection, no nothing to program except your tire pressure, and your suspension. But nowadays, you got, steering assistance, you got traction control. There's different styles of shifting that makes it easier nowadays. So anybody, could, I'm not saying that, never mind. I wouldn't say anybody could learn, but I mean, it's easier to adapt or easier to race those bikes. I've seen, not a MotoGP bike, I've never been to a MotoGP race. I've been to 2 AMA races when they were at Mid-Ohio these past couple of years. And I got to see Blake Young's bike up close. And the technology you could just see, just when they had it apart. It's amazing what's in it, But so yeah, that's it. I believe. Okay, and I guess at the end, I guess I'll say which is better. In my opinion, motorcycle racing is better, and call it bias or whatever. But I believe that just NASCAR is not what it used to be. It's they're making all the cars even, with aerodynamics and cars of the future, things like that. Everything's too even, and it's just not fun. You can't get them over 200 mile an hour. The wrecking, you wreck and somebody complains and cries after every wreck, and it's kind of like, just shut up and ride and race, Motorcycle racing is a little bit more exciting for me, just because there's change in direction, and they're riding a lot faster, upwards of 200 miles an hour on two-wheel machines like this, And it is really amazing when you see it in person too. I've been to both NASCAR and motorcycle races, and the difference is amazing. Motorcycle races, you can just, it is. You'd have to experience it. I couldn't explain it to you. So yeah, that answers the question. And so I guess I'll ask you guys what your opinion is on motorcycle racing versus NASCAR. I'm in no way bashing NASCAR, by the way. I have respect for a lot of those drivers, but my thing is I just like motorcycle racing more. I think it's more real. To me, it's more real operating those motorcycles than it is operating a car. I mean, that's just how I feel. So, but there are people who share a different opinion. So I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. That'd be kind of cool, like a cool topic. So, and I don't really see too much on YouTube about this. What the heck, you know? So, alrighty guys, I'm at school. Ugh, lovely, ugh. But, don't run over the security guard, whatever you do. Now I know him, he actually helps take care of my bike at night. So, and that car is still parked in my parking spot. Look at this. This is double parking at its finest. Just because we're having trouble with parking, people take up parking spots like this. Yeah, this is wrong. But, yeah, this is my parking spot. You guys know that. Haha. Alrighty, guys. So, yeah, this video is running a little long, so sorry. But, alright, guys. I'll see you guys down the road.